everybody, welcome back to Dr. Andy Adventures. Thank you so much for joining me once again, you guys. I am wearing my scrubs right now. Because I am about to go to work. I am on call today, so obviously that's why I'm wearing this. And I am wearing my African print head wrap in honor of Heritage Month. It's actually Heritage Day today in South Africa in honor of Heritage Month. Happy Heritage Month, everybody. As we all know, we are currently going through a pandemic of the COVID-19 or the coronavirus. Now, it has been, I just wanted to tell you guys how it's been like being a frontliner or a doctor during this time, during the pandemic. I am not gonna lie, it hasn't been easy at all. Actually, it has been very, very tough. It has been super exhausting. Hence, sometimes I'm really trying very, very hard to kind of balance out my YouTube channel and being a frontline doctor during a pandemic. I'm absolutely trying my best. It has been insane, to say the least. So when this pandemic started, we saw it starting, you know, and basically we were just sharing with each other all the time in our WhatsApp groups, in our groups at work. We were sharing and kind of trying to keep up with the pandemic as it started last year. The plan, when it started, I had already planned to go on vacation for my birthday, my 30th birthday vacation to Vietnam. My friends and I had planned this since last year. We had thought we were going to go on this amazing, beautiful vacation for my 30th birthday. And obviously that did not happen because of this pandemic. However, I did have a small birthday party. You guys can check that out. I'm going to put a card right up here. You guys can check out my 30th birthday party. I did have a little bit of a celebration. So we had been keeping up with the progress of the virus. In Asia, it started a lot in Asia, and then we're just like, it is a matter of time before it comes to Africa, brah. And then all of a sudden there were a few cases in Egypt, and then it started, and then obviously there were cases in South Africa after that, when we were like, oh no, it has started. And also just because we are healthcare workers, I was also just trying to make sure that I keep up to date. We were learning about the virus because it's a new virus. We all didn't know this virus. It's not something that we were taught in medical school or something that we were taught beforehand. So we were also just like kind of learning about it. What is it about? Everything about the virus. So then lockdown happened. Level 5 lockdown happened, and people stayed at home, and people were not supposed to get out of the house. Now, when lockdown happened, of course, now we are essential workers, and we are frontliners, so we had to continue working. To be honest with you guys, I wish I was one of the people who was just staying at home as well, because I actually just feel like I needed a break. But yeah, so we had to continue going to work. One thing that was good about going to work is because there was no traffic in the roads. Everybody was at home, so there was no traffic in the roads. It was so easy to get to work. But it was also still a little bit annoying that we had to go to work while everybody else is just chilling at home, but we still had to go to work. And obviously we had to submit a permit every single time if you're stopped by the police, blah blah blah, and all that. So okay, it was a bit challenging in terms of that, but I mean, we still had to do what we had to do. At that point, also in our hospitals, everywhere else, even in my hospital, we were trying to get ready. Like we were trying to get ready. We were updating each other on current information. We were updating each other on also different departments were doing their SOPs. We were just trying to get ready for basically the pandemic. making a designated area for the COVID-19 patients, getting more beds for our ICUs, like setting up wards. And I think every single hospital was just trying to get ready during the level 5 phase. And we were just all trying to prep ourselves as much as we possibly can. Needless to say that you can't prep for this thing effective. And there were a few people coming in infected with the virus. There were a few people who were PUIs, which are person under investigations, that we had to isolate and and test. So it was just like a few people. Once in a while people will come in, but it wasn't overwhelming, or it wasn't too much at that stage. So level 4 happened and people started coming in more and more and more and more. Level 3 happened. Now level 3 happened, and then it became a whole different situation. Level 3 happened and the surge happened. That was insane. That was insane. That wasn't easy at all. That was insane. I don't even know how to explain it. It was hectic for days. So we had to start changing our rosters. We had to start changing our rosters to accommodate more and more people becoming infected and more people coming to hospital. Granted, most people during the pandemic, or most people who were infected, were self-isolating at home, and most people recovered, but there was still a lot of demand in the hospitals. Our beds were absolutely full. You do not understand. Our beds were absolutely full. We were working like crazy. Our hours were insane. We were just constantly in the hospital. Our rosters had to change. Our ways of working had to change. We were all just shifted around. Almost everybody got a chance to work in the COVID ward. So we were like rotating between the normal wards and the COVID ward. So it was just hectic. It was hectic for days. Obviously I work in ICU, so we had to work in the COVID ICU as well. And that was not easy. That was not easy at all for us, because as people who work in ICU, we see the worst case scenarios of everything. Worst case scenario. So we were seeing the worst case scenario of the COVID-19. We were seeing, it was just horrible. It was just horrible. Most people that we put into the vent, like, they do not come out of the vent. There were so many people dying. It was so depressing. It was just so depressing. Then you get colleagues getting infected. You get colleagues getting infected left, right, and center. Healthcare workers getting infected left, right, and center. And you're just like, what is happening? You get calls every once in a while, even from family members, from friends, telling you somebody's infected, somebody has died, somebody's in the hospital. It was just like, it was exhausting. It was exhausting to say the least. It was sad. It was exhausting to just say the least. It still is, but at least we have dialed down a bit. It's not as bad as it was before, just a couple of weeks ago. I did not get tested because I didn't meet the criteria. I've never met the criteria for testing. So, but I am just convinced, guys, that I had it at some point. I am just convinced that I did have it at some point, because I did have a few symptoms. But you know, you'd have like the few symptoms, and then you wake up in the morning and your symptoms are gone. So in that way, I did not meet the criteria for testing at any point, so I did not get tested. But I'm just convinced that I did have it, and I wasn't symptomatic, and I've already recovered from it. I'm just convinced. But anyway, another thing that was just, oh my guys, PPE. PPE is our personal protective equipment, which is the stuff that we wear when we go to the COVID ward. Wearing PPE, it's not easy working in ICU at all. It's not easy working as a doctor at all and being on call. It's not easy working in the COVID ward. But working in the COVID ward with PPE on, I'm telling you guys, that was crazy. That was so crazy. That was not nice at all. First of all, this is what we had to have. This is what we have to have on. So you put on your cap, you put on your boots, you put in a disposable scrubs. On top of your disposable scrubs, you might have an apron, a plastic apron on. You put on your disposable gown, you put on another plastic apron on, you put on your double gloves. You have on your tight mask, N95 mask, and then you have your face shield on. Now, you put on all this thing, you put on all of these things, and then you go into the ward and you have to work with this thing, and you are there for hours. You're not there for just a short space of time. You are there for hours and you're busy working, and you have this thing on. It is extremely hot. It is extremely hot under there. You can't breathe properly under there. It's extremely hot and you can't breathe properly, and you are sweating. You are sweating while working, while actually trying to do your job and trying to save a life. PPE. Working in PPE. Working in PPE. Not easy. It was not easy. It's not easy at all. It's not easy at all. I mean, that's like some of the challenges that we have to go through as frontline workers or as healthcare workers working during this pandemic. It's just not easy, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Mental health wise, it has been horrible. I'm not gonna lie. It has been horrible mental health wise. Just the thought of so many people being sick, and you just go into that ICU ward, you see a lot of people and you see your family members in all of those people. I think my way of kind of survival mode, or my way of coping, was, first of all, it was a lot of prayer. Like, I prayed a lot. I was praying at every second of every moment, which I still am, and I was praying inside the ward, I was praying outside the ward, I was praying while I was working, I was praying while I was walking. The nice thing about prayer is you can just pray. You don't have to pray out loud. You can pray in your head and still get your prayer across to God, because that was a lot. And another thing that was extremely helpful was my colleagues. We all go through the same thing, but I have really fantastic colleagues. I really do have fantastic colleagues, and we would just like sit together and chat together, and we'll tell each other jokes, and we will laugh about some things. But because literally when you're going through the same things and things are just crazy, sometimes you just need to laugh about it just so that you can get through it. So we'd laugh together, would laugh about certain issues, and that would just keep us going. That would just keep us going. Another thing that was helping me was my family members, obviously. Talking to them all the time, even though I couldn't see them often, but at least talking to them all the time over the phone, FaceTiming them, all of that stuff, video calling them was really helpful. Last thing that really helped me to cope was also when I came back from work. First of all, I did not watch the news. During the surge period, the only time that I would watch the news is when I know that the president is talking, and I need to listen, because I need to know what the new regulations, what the new rules are going to be, and all of that stuff. So the only time I would watch the news is if the president is actually speaking. Otherwise, I did not watch the news at all. I did not watch the news at all. I did not watch TV at all, because then there are just like adverts about it. There's like it was too much. So what I would usually do is I would watch videos. I was watching a lot of YouTube videos, and I was watching a lot of Netflix videos as well. And usually I would watch comedy just to boost my mood, and I would just want to laugh a lot. I'd get home, do what I need to do, sit down, chill, watch pranks on YouTube and laugh, and just watch videos also on Netflix, watch comedies on Netflix and laugh. just, it was a lot of comedy involved. But I am really, really grateful that I'm alive. I'm really grateful I'm alive. I'm really grateful my family's alive. I'm really grateful for my health. I'm really grateful that I have a job, you know, that I have a job. I'm really grateful that I was making a difference in people's lives, you know, and I was helping in some way. I think that's why I became a doctor in the first place. So I'm really, really grateful that I did my part, you know, by doing my job. So yeah, it's been hectic, but at least now things have come a bit down. There's still a few cases here and there that come in, but we seeing less and less. Now it's level 1, and I'm just like praying to God that we do not go back to the same situation that we were in when the surge was there. I just want to say to all those people that have been somehow affected or infected by the virus, I just want to say and give you guys hope and say that you guys are in my prayers. You are in my prayers, whether it is you lost a loved one during this pandemic, or whether it is somebody was sick in your house during this pandemic, or whether somebody is still sick, or whether it's you that who's sick at this time, or you were sick before. Whatever it is, financially also, whether it is you lost a job, or financially you having troubles, because this thing came and it just totally disrupted our entire lives. Our entire lives are absolutely different because of it. But I just want to encourage you, and I just want to say you are in my prayers. You are in my prayers. And I just want to say that God is good all the time. God is good always, and God is here. We will get through this. This too shall pass. These two shall pass. These two shall pass. I'm still gonna go on more adventures as things are starting to open up now. Yeah, I'm gonna go on more adventures now, and also things are starting to be less hectic at work as well. So I'm hoping that I'm gonna book trips and go on trips and go on more adventures. So you guys are still gonna come along with me for all my adventures. So I'm a bit excited about that. I'm so excited about that. So stay tuned for all my adventures, and make sure that you subscribe to this channel and turn on your post notifications so that you know each and every single time I drop a video, and so that you'll come along with me on all of my adventures. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys stay safe, and I'll see you guys next time. Make sure you like this video, okay? Yeah, I'll see you guys next time. It is time for me to go to work, so let me go to work. I'll see you guys next time. I'll see you guys next time. God bless you guys. God bless you.